RDZJ100 said our company uses LinkedIn heavily. They want to take advantage of the platform and write content. Not sure where to even start. I mean, this is very much like email. Um, you're sending a message, and I mean, I know LinkedIn is trying to get their chops up in terms of content because content helps the eyeballs and people and bodies stay
Yeah.
on their platform. The reason why Facebook is such a behemoth is because they have one of the highest, and what's the term? I want to say it's daily engagement. It's not daily engagements, but they have the most amount of people. They have the most amount of eyeballs. They
Yeah.
have the biggest level of traction of any of the other social media platforms. I think Instagram is second, and I think YouTube might be third or fourth. But LinkedIn is looking to move up in the ranks to get more people staying on their platform and attached to it. But what do you have to say about this, Donnie?
Yeah. Actually, I use things that I have written as emails with usually very little modification. You just put it in there as a post or as an article on LinkedIn, and it works just fine because the same rules apply. You need to have a punchy beginning that sucks people in, a good story, and I have kind of like a structure that I like to use. You open with something I call it instigate. This is four eyes. It's late to be dropping stuff like this, but the
No.
four eye structure. I like to instigate early. Like in the first line, first two lines, I'm instigating, which means I'm going to get you riled up about something. It's something scary. It's something exciting. It's something amazing. It's something whatever. Or bring you in a store where there's action, but I'm instigating. With email, it's a little bit easier because you probably know why they signed up to hear from you. You know what they're interested in. And so I can instigate along the lines of the thing that I know you're interested in. LinkedIn is kind of general and anybody can connect with you. But you want to instigate in a way that gets the people who you want to work with, it's likely to get them riled up. So you instigate.
Okay.
A lot of people introduce, like in email, like you want to, like, people think like, I'm Donnie, I've got foreclosures and repossessions. No, you do that later. The first thing you need to do is appeal to the person where they are. Like you said, if you enter the conversation in their mind, or like Lauryn Hill says, you want to kill them softly with their song, killing them softly with his song. Okay, so then you want to do that, and then you can maybe introduce your own self or your own idea. But the main thing is you got to pull them in with something they're interested in, something they're already thinking, something they're already having feelings about. You instigate, then you introduce. But you don't have to introduce yourself. You can introduce a solution. You can introduce an idea. You can introduce them to some tool, right? Then you want to inform. Like the other thing is in email, so many times we feel like we have to educate people into buying, but it's wrong. People don't need more information. They don't. People need motivation. People need clarity. People need wisdom. And so your job, you can educate and you should. But sometimes your education is not. I mean, your end goal isn't to educate in the email. Your end goal is to get them to take an action. They can learn along the way. But you want to get them moving. You want to get them taking action. So, okay, inform is like the third step. You got to incite, you got to instigate. Then you introduce an idea, you inform them about what that means for them. And then after that, you invite them to actually do it. So I got the four eyes. It's instigate and what did I say? Instigate, introduce,
Instigate,
inform,
introduce,
and then
inform.
invite.
Right. Invite.
That's how I do it. But in LinkedIn, it's the same way. Instigate, meaning you get something that's going to grab their attention. And having a good image, which is not copywriting, but having a good image, it helps. It tends to help you get more eyeballs on your LinkedIn post.
Right.
LinkedIn prefers and promotes longer form content. So, if you write 2 lines or just share a link, it's not going to get shared a lot. And it doesn't tend to. The algorithm prefers 200, 300, 400, 500 word articles or posts because there's content there. Like Kamar said, you're going to stay there and read 500 words versus I'm going to read 2 lines and move on. It's heavier weighted in the algorithm. And then it also penalizes in a way if you have a link in that copy, in the content, because it's then taking you away. I've tried to play with this a little bit. I haven't found success, but a link takes you from LinkedIn to another place, and LinkedIn doesn't want to do that. Doesn't want you to do that, so they
Well, let me
penalize
say
you
this
if you
real
go to
quick.
LinkedIn body.
Real
What's that?
quick. Let me say this real quick. You want to think about what the platform is trying to do as well. Like Donnie just said, it's cute. My thought is that LinkedIn is interested in thought leadership. And so that's why they want longer pieces. And so you want to be able to do pieces
Yeah,
where you can invoke thought, provoke thought, and those tend to be a bit longer than your average 140. Well, Twitter's now actually 280. Your average 280, text quote on Twitter. It takes a little while longer to play out an idea. So you got to always think about what the platform wants as well.
yeah, that's a great point. And thought leadership is big for them. By the way, Facebook is the same. If you share a link in the post, you're not gonna you get suppressed a little bit because they don't want you sending people away from Facebook. So they're not going to show that to as many people. Your organic reach goes down for that reason. But yeah, you can use the same sort of things as email in a LinkedIn post. You wanna they want you to kind of teach, but they love people love stories. And then once you start getting engagement, then the algorithm picks up on that as well. And so I've seen posts, unlike Facebook, which forgets about it after 3 minutes after you post something. Partially because I never use Facebook, so I get penalized for everything. But on LinkedIn, I've got posts that people continue to comment on for weeks and weeks after.
Facebook.